Hi class, welcome to week 15 of BUAD 201. We only have a couple weeks left in our class, so I just want to congratulate everybody on making it this far. I know it's been quite a bit of work throughout the term, and we've had quite a new things given that it's an online class, but I'm very proud of each and one of you and the way you've all come together and completed your work up to week 15. So during week 15, we're going to start wrapping up our course. We're going to take a look into the study guide to help prepare you for your final exam on Friday, December 8th in class. That's going to be during week 16. So not this week, but the following week on Friday, we will be meeting in class for your final exam. But please keep in mind this course is it is 17 weeks. Therefore, during the final week of the course, you will have some things to complete as well. So even though your final exam is going to be completed during week 16, you still will have a couple things you need to complete during week 17 after the final exam. So please keep that in mind. So, tasks to complete this week. Make sure to watch this weekly class video lecture. We're also going to be going over the negative message, which you should all have received back. We're also going to review the final exam study guide. And I also want to remind you guys that you are going to need to complete your sales message assignment, which we're going to go over, and that's due on Sunday, December 3rd. You're also going to need to complete quiz number 2 by Sunday, December 3rd as well. In addition, I want you guys to find the business communications article and bring it to class on Friday, December 8th. We're going to discuss this topic for about 5 minutes before your final exam while we're in class, and this will help you prepare for BUAD 301. This can be any kind of business communications article you feel is maybe something that aligns to what you're majoring in. For example, if you're a marketing major, maybe you want to look at social media marketing in 2017. Maybe there's an article that you want to find on that. Whatever it is, make sure you just bring it printed out to class. You're not going to have to turn anything in. You're not going to have to upload anything for points. This is just something for your own benefit that we're going to be discussing in class before your final exam, because I want to go over a few things to kind of give you an idea of what to expect for BUAD 301. And I will be teaching BUAD 301 next semester. So if you are interested, feel free to email me, and I can go ahead and email you back the 2 section numbers I am going to be teaching. The classes I am teaching, they will not be fully online. They are going to be hybrid, meaning we meet every other week, so every other week is face-to-face, and every other week between that will be online, similar to this class here. And reminder, we have our mandatory live class meeting next week during week 16 on Friday, December 8th. Please see the syllabus for the time and location. It is going to be different from the times that we've met before, given that it is a final exam, at least for the majority of my classes. But whatever time it says on our syllabus is the time that we are going to meet. Please make sure you are on time. You will complete your 250-point final exam during this time. So let's take a look at the sales message assignment first. So for your sales message assignment, you're going to write a 1-page maximum sales message using the examples and tools from your books and in our PowerPoint lectures. This assignment is worth up to 50 points, and you will be graded from the class grading rubric, the CLASS grading rubric. So here's a situation. California Fruit Company is a fruit and vegetable buying company based in LA, and they bought the exclusive rights to a year's supply of pitaya, which is a superfruit from Costa Rica. The term superfruit is a marketing term referring to the fruits heavy in antioxidants. In order for it to be shipped into the United States, it must be shipped frozen from Costa Rica to prevent agricultural pests. The pitaya reportedly tastes like a cross between mango and wheatgrass, and is said to have an antioxidant believed to protect from cancer. It is known as a superfood with high vitamin B and other daily vitamins. However, the fruit is commonly unknown in the U.S. So Jennifer Smith, director of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, says superfruits are the product of strategy, not something you find growing on a tree. So the California Fruit Company partnered with a factory in Costa Rica that employs only single mothers who pick and freeze the fruit. So your task, you are the director of sales of the California Fruit Company, located at 349 West 14th Street in Los Angeles, California, 90036. Write a 1-page sales letter to Whole Foods grocery stores Convince them to purchase the pitaya from you so that they can directly sell it in their stores. The pitaya will be sold to them for $500 per crate, and it's 1,000 pitayas per crate at 50 cents each. It can have almost double the profit when sold individually in their stores if they price them at 95 cents each. So be sure to introduce the fruit, explain its benefits, and make sure your claims are ethical and legal. And then be sure to include the following 2 mandatory items. Create a logo for the company letterhead by increasing the font size of California Fruit Company in your Word document so it looks similar to the following but does not have to be exact. So just use California Fruit Company right here as your logo, and send to this person here with their address. So you're going to write a sales letter. Make sure you do write it in letter format. This is important because this is what you are going to be uploading. So please, again, make sure to write a one-page sales letter, which is highlighted here at the Whole Foods grocery store. And once complete, go ahead and upload here to Titanium by Sunday, December 3rd. So let's take a look at your final exam study guide. So your final exam study guide. So your overview. Your final exam is worth 250 points and it will consist of one of the following 3 messages: a direct message, a persuasive message, or a negative message. Don't worry about understanding the sales message for our final exam, because I want to make sure that you have enough time to complete enough time to study your completed and graded assignments. So now you should have your direct message, persuasive message, and negative message back to you with the revisions that you needed to make for each one of those messages. And that's going to be one of your final exam prompts, either a direct message, persuasive message, or a negative message. It will not be a sales message. You will have 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete the final exam in class, and here's a possible time schedule. For the first 10 minutes, brainstorm. During this time, write down ideas about the issue and the prompt. Maybe there are things that can help your message. If so, what are they? Who's your audience? How will you use the ADA strategy? How will the ADA strategy be applied if you do use it? Will it be indirect? Is it direct? Then the next 10 minutes in a Microsoft Word document, create an outline for the specific type of format, whether it's a memo, email, or letter, and start plugging in the ideas you would like to write about for each section. Example, if you are using the ADA strategy, what type of attention will you use? Then for the next hour, write your message. During this time, write your message for the different parts of the outline you created. And then the final 10 minutes, again, editing and proofreading is one of the most important parts of your message. Make sure you reread it at least 2 times, see if there are any grammar mistakes or maybe parts of the message where you can be more concise in your writing. Your formats, it's either going to be a memo, email, or letter. So your final exam will need to be written in one of these following 3 formats. Make sure to know the formatting for all. Memo. This is usually used within an organization to highlight information about a subject. Remember, a signature is not required in the memo. Contact information can be included in the body of the memo if necessary. Email. Remember to write a subject line which highlights what is discussed in your message. This is the most important of the email. Stay away from the wall of words during the body of your email as well when writing. And be sure to use the tools at your disposal, which is bold, underlining, bullet points, changing colors, whatever it may be. Your letter, if it's a letter format, you must include a subject line in a letter format. Be sure to understand if you should include contact information in the type of letter that you write. So types, you have direct, persuasive, and negative. So your final exam will be based on one of the following 3 types of messages. Direct, open up with the main point and information you are writing about. The receiver should know what the point of the message is within the first paragraph. Persuasive, use the ADA strategy to complete a persuasive message. You want to build that credibility before you give them the action. If it's a negative message, be sure to build credibility and reasoning before delivering the negative news to the receiver. Will you use the direct or indirect approach? Remember, 99 out of 100 times you're going to use the indirect approach. And again, don't apologize if your company is not responsible for the issue at hand. And again, how will you leave the receiver satisfied once the bad news is delivered? So again, make sure you know the 3 types of formats that you could use and the 3 types of messages that may be written. And finally, make sure you complete quiz number 2 by Sunday night. You're going to have a time limit on this quiz as well. 1 question will be displayed per page on your quiz. So please make sure to complete that by Sunday night. And finally, you should have received your negative message back to you. Please make sure to read over the notes of the negative message that I wrote on your negative message, and you're going to see in there the different types of notes. Some of the common mistakes that I've noticed on the negative message while I was grading them for both of my classes was, remember, in a negative message, you want to make sure you build credibility and reasoning before you give the bad news in this approach. So in this case, a gentleman rented a car. They had damage to the car. Unfortunately, they didn't purchase the car insurance through Avis because they assumed that American Express would be able to cover their car rental insurance. But the problem was American Express does not cover SUV rentals, and he was upgraded to an SUV when he was inside the store. So when you open up your negative message in this case, you want to open it up with a warm welcoming, thank you, hello, Mr. Curtis, or hello, Curtis, or hello, Mr. Smith. Thank you so much for reaching out to Avis. We strive to make, our car rental place one of the best car rental places you can go with. Some kind of warm messaging by letting them know, hey, thank you for contacting us. We're here to help you, and what Avis does. Then you want to go into letting him know that you understand he reached out to Avis about a complaint. We understand you reached out to us about your complaint regarding this situation. And always make sure to re-explain the situation shortly, but just to let him know that, hey, I understand what the situation is at hand. Because if you don't really re-explain it to him, he's going to assume that maybe you don't know all the parts. But if you re-explain the situation, you're going to let him know, hey, this is what happened. We understand what happened. Here's what we're moving forward with. So after you re-explain the situation, then you want to bring up about one of the ideas on whether there's 2 ideas you needed to discuss. One, how the agent at Avis supposedly, quote unquote, pitched Mr. Smith to upgrade to an SUV, and then also how it's not Avis's responsibilities to study all the credit card policies because it is out of their hand. So you want to make sure that you let them know that all agents are required to upgrade customers to bigger cars or more efficient cars, whatever it may have been. But this is something agents are supposed to do because it's the benefit to the customer. So it wasn't a pitch. Then you also want to let them know that it's not Avis's responsibility to understand all credit card policies, which is why you offer car insurance when they go and check out a car that they could have purchased through Avis, and this is why you offer it to them. So now that you've built up credibility, you've let them know that you understand the situation, you've given them reasoning, you've stated that this is what our policy states, then you can go into letting them know about the bad news. Remember, you want to stay away from words that trigger bad news, such as unfortunately. You don't want to say, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to reimburse you the $750, or we're not going to pay. Whatever it may be, you want to stay away from those negative words. Just go right into it. According to our policy, it is the renter's responsibility to pay for any damage if damage occurs. In this situation, given you had damage to your vehicle without purchasing Avis's insurance, you will be responsible for these damages. So you're kind of letting them know this is what it is. Then you want to go into letting him know about the 2 free day pass for renting a car, or a 2 free day coupon. 2-day free coupon. And in this, when you write it, we would like to extend our gratitude and, make sure that we keep you as a customer and extend a 2-day free car rental to you. And when you write that, the 2-day free car rental, you want to bold it or underline it, highlight it, do something where it stands out in the letter so he could see that, so it pops out. Then you want to let him know how to redeem it. Is there a coupon code? Is it attached to the letter that you sent? Whatever it may be, you want to just make sure you give him an idea of how he can retrieve it. Because remember, at the end, after you close off by saying thank you for contacting Avis, we hope to have you again as a customer in the future, and you put sincerely, your name, Avis customer service. you don't include any contact information, because in a negative message like this, you don't want to include information, because if he doesn't feel satisfied, but he's going to want to contact you. He's going to call you up and say this, this, and this, and take up your time and go back and forth with you. So this is why you want to leave him with a 2-day free coupon to keep him satisfied. Because if you explained everything correctly, you're going to let him know, hey, this was your fault. We're not responsible. You had an opportunity to purchase insurance. But given our good faith as a company, we're giving you 2 free days. And when he reads that, he says, wow, I see this is my fault, but I'm still getting 2 free day coupon. I'm going to take this and run with it. So you don't want to put any contact information for him to contact you after this negative message. You want to leave him with a positive thing at the end, so that way he's happy and satisfied at the end of your negative message. So again, make sure to go over the negative message. You should have received it back by now with my comments on it. If you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. And again, I will see you guys all during week 16 next week. I look forward to it. All my contact information is up here at the top. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you so much.